Alrighty, folks. Oh, here I am. I'm back again. It's the Menace, the Joker, the Thief, the Gambit, and the Gambler. It's your boy, Experiencing Rhett podcast, back here again. Got some cool shit to talk about, folks. Woo! To stay in the ether. No, actually, guys, what's good? Another video here. I did want to talk about some cool things. So recently, if you didn't know, your boy has started a new job. So what this job is sales. I've never done sales before. So one of the things that I found out about sales. So look, there's two things I'm gonna talk about in this video. One, it's the levels to which you can bring yourself to, and then two, how putting your ego on the line is really interesting, and it really helps you grow and lets you know who you are. And a cool experience that I had. So anyway, the whole sales thing is really interesting, because for the longest time I had a hard time with people and talking, and now that I'm in this sales job, I get to do it on a regular basis, and I've come to the realization that you can make a lot of money doing it. But another cool thing that I've really come to acknowledge during the whole process is that whatever your baseline is, whatever your current baseline is in life for your level of confidence, or whatever your comfort zone is, that's where you're gonna bounce from. So coming into sales, I was already a really confident person. Okay, I wasn't insecure. I wasn't I had a lot to say. Obviously, I like to talk. I have a whole podcast and YouTube channel where I just talk into a microphone or camera. So I like to talk. It's a fun job. But it really brings you to a new level of social skills and social interactions. It kind of puts life on easy mode. And what I mean by that is it puts life on easy mode as far as being social. Because there's a quote that they say, if people like you, they'll listen to you. If people believe you, they'll buy from you. And people don't care until they realize how much you care. So, those two things ring true, especially in my job. Now, my specific kind of sales that I do, it's not business to business, it's not retail, it's door to door, which is menacing, bro, especially for some people. But coming into it, I realized that, I was always confident, but I just didn't have a good means to express it. And that's kind of why I started the whole channel to begin with. That's kind of why I started the whole podcast to begin with, right? Beautiful moon behind me. That's kind of why I started the whole podcast to begin with, was because I needed an outlet for like my energy. You know, I needed an outlet for my creativity. So I just started the pod, you know, along with a little bit of like writing and some stuff like that. But going into sales with door to door, it gives you the framework of like how to not be weird. So I really appreciate that, and it really kind of let me know on like a psychological level of like where I was, you know, like social skills wise, like where I was like confidence wise, because there's people that'll come into sales and they'll still be like, you know, talking all quiet, you know, like, hey, how you doing? You know, it's like, you know, stop that bitch ass shit, you know, like stop that shit. Yeah, like there's people that'll still come into the sales world, and like I'm still new to it. I'm no expert by any means. But this is just what I've observed thus far. There's people that'll still come in and still be really unconfident because they're insecure about something. I came in, I don't have any insecurities, you know. I'm very free flowing. I'm very comfortable in my own skin. And to be frank, I just don't give a fuck. No, I'm just joking. No, I'm really not. But like, you know, yeah. Now, as far as, you know, the skills and being able to turn it into a very lucrative career, that's the another animal. You know, I do pretty well. You know, I do pretty well at it. But it's very much so a new challenge, and I feel like I've been granted the opportunity by the universe to like come in and really take hold of this opportunity, and it's really just gonna slingshot me into the next career path and phase of my life. So it's beautiful, man. Life is beautiful. Next, moving on. Next thing that I want to talk about is the ego. Beautiful ego. Doesn't everyone love their ego? Gotta love your ego, man. So the whole thing about the ego and when it comes into play into sales is that, especially in what I do in residential sales, door to door, whatever you want to call it, you got to be willing to put your ego on the line. Okay? There's some people who are terrified, petrified, mortified to put their sense of self out there. Isn't that just asinine? If you never put your ego on the line, if you never put yourself in a position to be potentially rejected, how are you ever gonna know what that feels like? And how are you ever gonna grow? Just plain and simple. I mean, your ego is your sense of self. You know, when people say like, oh, you have a big ego, I mean, it's a double-edged sword. That's a good thing and a bad thing. I mean, ego is what makes you rich. Ego is what also can get you killed. It's knowing how to use your ego and make it work for you, not against you. And it's also about constantly going out and getting it tested, bro. Because look, this is the whole thing about sales and social skills and you know, your ego and stuff. I actually have a really good chapter in a book that I still need to read. It's The Truth About Your Ego. It kind of goes into depth about that. I hadn't read it yet. Maybe I should have read it for this video, but I'll keep you guys posted. Yeah, the whole thing about the ego, you know, is you have to go out and you have to get it tested. You have to get it punched. You have to, you know, you have to get a couple doors slammed in your face, you know, before you can really, you know, before you really kind of build that, you know, shell over it. It really shows you who you are when you go out and you get your ego tested. You know, you have that sense of self, and you know, it builds upon itself, and it just gets stronger and stronger and stronger. You know, and you know, social skills and ego, it's a muscle. You know, you have to constantly work it for it to be strong. You know, and that kind of goes back with the whole like you know, confidence levels and stuff. It's all the same, man, psychologically and physically. Like, think of working out, you know, people that work out. People that work out, they have muscles and they tear. And if you don't tear or work out those muscles in a timely manner continuously, what's going to happen? They're going to atrophy. When you work out, you could try to hypertrophy your muscles. You want them to get bigger. But what happens if you know, go a long time, don't work out? Your muscles are going to be fucked. And you're going to go and try and work out, and it's going to be hard as fuck. And you're like, shit, damn, this is hard, you know? So that is what I'm talking about. Like I see these fuckers that get sick all the time. You know, they'll be out here like, oh, I'm just so tired. And I ask them, like, do you work out? No, never. I'm like, okay, bingo, bingo. Know what I'm saying? It's like you feel fucking sick. You know, you gotta, you know, movement is medicine. It's the same thing with social skills and sales and talking. The more you talk, the more you put that ego on the line, the tougher your ego gets, bro. The tougher your ego gets. All right, I'm gonna wrap this bitch up. So I was out at a social gathering, at a social junction, at a shindig. And I was talking to some people, you know, just vibing, you know, having a good time. And it was getting kind of late, you know. I was, you know, just literally just hanging out, just shooting the shit, you know. I don't drink, so I was drinking water. Everybody else was like drinking beer and shit. But I was talking, and then out of nowhere, here comes this girl, right? This girl like pops out of nowhere, which happens all the time. I mean, come on, let's be honest. Look at me. I'm just kidding. That's my ego right there. See. But either way, there's this girl. I'm at this social function. She comes out, right? Comes out of nowhere. And like I see her like popping her head out, like kind of pointing in my direction, like just like, you know, like trying to make it look like she's looking behind me, but I'm obviously sitting here thinking like, okay, this girl's totally like checking me out. Like, she's totally looking at me. And then next thing, like, you know, maybe like 10 minutes later, I like run into her. And, you know, we're like talking, like whatever, like, yeah, hey, you know, what's going on? Like, you know, like obviously, like I have really good body language, you know, so my body language is like always open, and this girl's like got good body language too, so we're literally like face to face in front of each other, like, yeah, like I thought, I I mean, shit, I thought I was about to like make out with her. No, I'm just kidding. But I thought she was about to hit me. She's doing all this shit, like getting in my face. But either way, she just went on. We were like talking, like me, her, one of my other friends, and she just went on to tell me, like, she just like was giving me all these accolades, just telling me like, this guy is so cool. He's so cool. Like, you're so cool. Like, she told me I was cool like 10 times, like at least 10 times. I was like, wow, like, thanks. Like, thank you, thanks. Like, she just would not shut up about how cool she thought I was. And I was like, you know, sometimes you just gotta realize that this is as good as life gets. And you just gotta accept that moment for what it is. Yeah. Yeah. I got her. I got her contact information. But obviously she had a little crush there. But yeah, she was just giving me all these accolades. So that kind of ties back into putting your ego on the line, putting your sense of self on the line. You got to be willing to go out and put that ego on the line and just really be open and like accept the gifts that life is gonna like throw to you. You know, and really take them and, you know, take them for what they are. All right, y'all. End of this video. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. It's your boy, Experiencing Rhett. Follow me on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, X. Y'all be good. Have a blessed night.